Hey Casey, you got anything to eat?
Evan, we're gonna make a little rule here. When you see me here in the kitchen, that means I'm baking, so don't come in here. I'm just kidding. What are you in the mood for?
I'd give my eternal soul for something sweet.
All right, we have edible entrails, Twin Peaks Black Lodge pie, zombie fingers.
How about some cake, Evan?
Wait, where'd it go?
I'm hungry!
All work and no play makes me want to bake, and patterned roll cakes are one of my favorite ways to serve cake. If you've watched some of my previous episodes, you might realize that my recipe for the shining red rum roll cake is very similar to my Friday the 13th Camp Crystal cake. Don't be intimidated by the design. If you have a little patience and can trace a picture, then you can bake this cake. To get this full recipe as well as the printable template for the Overlook Hotel carpet, head over to my website, thehomicidalhomemaker.com. For your cake batter, you'll need 4 large eggs, 3/4 a cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 a cup of flour, 1/4 a cup of cocoa powder, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of water, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You'll also need a 10 by 15 inch jelly roll pan, parchment paper, non-stick cooking spray, and a printed copy of the Overlook Hotel carpet template. You'll also need a batch of decorating paste, which is made by mixing together 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1/2 a cup of powdered sugar, 2 egg whites, and 1/2 a cup of flour. You'll also need 2 pastry bags fitted with pastry tips and red and orange gel food coloring. For the red rum filling, you'll need 1 small box of instant chocolate pudding, 1 pint of heavy whipping cream, 1/2 a cup of powdered sugar, 1/4 a cup of dark rum, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and red gel food coloring. First, trim your template so it fits your baking sheet. Then top with a piece of parchment paper and coat with baking spray. Color 2/3 of your decorating paste orange and the remaining 1/3 red and fill your pastry bags. For the orange decorating paste, I like to use a basket weave tip, and for the red, a small round tip. If the paste seems really soft, place it in the icebox for a few minutes to firm it up. Then begin tracing your template by first piping the orange lines followed by the red hexagons. If you mess up, don't worry, just scrape it away and repipe it. When you finish piping, place the baking sheet in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes while you prepare your cake batter. Next, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. In a small bowl, mix together your flour, baking powder, and cocoa powder. In the bowl of a stand mixer, begin beating the eggs, gradually adding the sugar while beating. Beat the mixture for about 2 to 3 minutes until the eggs are foamy and light yellow in color. Then beat in the vanilla and 1 tablespoon of water. Gradually add in the flour mixture and mix just until combined. Remove the tray from the freezer and carefully remove the template from beneath the parchment paper. Pour your batter over the design and spread evenly with a spatula. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes and watch closely. If you overbake the cake, it can make it crack when you try to roll it up. Now this next part goes fast, so watch carefully and get your supplies organized. While the cake is baking, lay 2 sheets of parchment paper on the back side of 2 baking sheets and dust one of them with powdered sugar. As soon as your cake is out of the oven, loosen the edges with a knife or spatula and invert the cake onto the powdered sugar dusted parchment sheet. Carefully remove the parchment that the cake was baked on, then cover with the other piece of parchment paper and use the 2 baking sheets to flip the cake back over. Now carefully remove the first sheet of parchment paper, sprinkle the underside of the cake with powdered sugar, and then roll up the cake using the bottom sheet of parchment paper. It is critical to do this step when the cake is hot out of the oven because the cake has the tendency to crack if it's cooled even just a little bit. After the cake has been rolled up, allow it to fully cool at room temperature. While the cake is cooling, prepare the red rum filling. In the bowl of a stand mixer, combine the instant chocolate pudding mix and powdered sugar on low speed. Begin mixing in the heavy whipping cream and red gel food coloring, gradually increasing the speed to medium-high. Reduce the speed to low and then mix in the dark rum and vanilla extract. For this recipe, I'm using Deadhead dark chocolate rum. Once the cake has completely cooled, carefully unroll it and spread it with the filling. Then roll it back up and you're done. I like to serve mine with a little chocolate axe as a garnish. If you enjoyed this recipe, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to support my website as well as future episodes of my horror cooking show, I'd appreciate your support over on my Patreon at patreon.com/homicidal homemaker. And if you make one of my recipes, be sure to tag me on social media for a chance to be featured.
If you enjoyed that recipe, don't worry, there's a skeleton more where that came from. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
I'm hungry! No, seriously, I'm hungry, dude, for real. Could you please give me that cake?
Alright. Mouth?
I'm hungry! A wop bop a loo bop a wop bam boom.